Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to today's episode of The Cleanup Crew Incorporated. Before we go round and say hello to these wonderful faces around the screen, please take a hot second to check out the following announcements. First of all, check out our social links. There's no such thing as social distancing. If the officials have started saying it as well, it's not true. You can't be socially distant. We have the internet. It's the 21st century. Physical distance, yes. Social distancing, no. Join us in Discord. Come and talk about TTRPGs with us. We'd love to have you. Also, join our Twitter if you want to get into a game. This very game, one of the other games on the channel. Send me a DM. I'll get you in a game. If you don't want to do either of those things and you just want content to consume during this time of isolation, head over to our YouTube. There's like 6 seasons times 12 shows times 36 hours of content over there. There's a lot of content over there. It's something in the 500s or maybe even thousands. I don't know. I can't be bothered to do the maths on it. If anyone can do that for me real quick, that'll let you know. There's loads of content over there. 6 times 12 times 36. Sponsors. Check out our sponsors, starting with the wonderful Hero Forge. Hero Forge, for all of your magical multi-hued minis needs. This one is from their recent $3.1 million Kickstarter. This is colored resin. It's not painted. This was printed in color. So check them out. There'll be more coming like this soon. At the moment, you can head over to their website and create a mini to your exacting specifications using their grayscale composer? Creator, that's the word. We'll be seeing more and more from them in the following weeks. Also, check out the Deck of Many. The Deck of Many, who made the Deck of Many Things. Flashcards, which you can activate in play by donating, which affect the play. They have effects on the characters. Also, you can check out their Humblewood setting on Thursdays at 6 p.m. EST, where I run a Humblewood campaign. Lots of small woodland creatures trying to stop their forest from burning down. Also, check out Mayhem Press. If you like D&D and you like space, you may love their Dark Matter expansion for 5e. It's space, races, classes, backgrounds, ship combat, expanded spell list. It's a lot of fun. Go and check it out. And also, at the moment, they have a 25% discount on all of their PDFs to support social distancing. So go and check that out as well. Lastly, our latest sponsor, brand new to the block, Dungeon Fog. If you are a creator who likes to create maps and things, head over to Dungeon Fog. You can export them to Roll20 or other VTTs, and you can also print them out. The nice thing, Dungeon Fog, as you add dynamic elements to their maps, they update the GM notes for you to include those elements. So if you add a wagon to your scene, the notes will state the position and and what the wagon looks like in your notes. Very exciting. Go and check them out. And if you use our code Scratticus, you'll get 10% discount off of their premium features. Let's go round and say hello to everyone. Let's go this way around this week and start with Stella Luna.
Hello. I am Stella Luna. I am a variety streamer here on Twitch. Today I will be playing Celine. She is a half-elf rogue who is obsessed with her medieval clipboard, and one day she will become middle management. Last session, she got the boop of approval from our CEO, Cryovane. So I think it's only up from here.
Where else? It can only be up from here, right?
Yeah.
Next around the screen, we welcome Galev. Oh, hi, Galev.
Hi, I'm Galev. I will be playing Ginny Coldwater, human sorceress. And I found out about this game via Twitter, so if you wanna participate, just DM Scratticus.
Thank you. Yeah, we try real hard. Okay, next around the screen, we welcome Mrs. Jonjo. Jonjo, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm very good, thank you. Yes, I'm Jonjo, or Mrs. Jonjo on the Twitter, where is the place I also picked up Scratticus. And it's my first ever stream, so very excited to join you all. I'll be playing Mrs. Susan Patterson, who is a paladin and a dinner lady, so a paladina lady.
I love that. Absolutely love that. Thank you very much as well for bringing your first stream here. We'll look after you. Last but most certainly not least, with the blog that gave me the heartiest chuckle this morning, Chantel B.
Hey, I'm Chantel B. I am a streamer, writer, actor combo. You can find me at Words with Color because I have a website now. That's pretty cool. But right now I am playing Chicanery, who is a changeling cleric of middle management fame. They have had the boop from the boss boop, as it were. They have had, sharp shoulder pads for days, and they still have sharp shoulder pads for days and smooth, clean lines. And they are ready to go and have some new adventures to work with.
Fantastic. Yes. So, as we set our scene today, we'll be meeting in Phandalin. Now, since we are set in Phandalin today, it's quite possible that perhaps our cleanup crew employees of the week may well have had to conference call their interview. Perhaps message cantrip interviews, or what's the other one? That other one, the eye.
Sending.
Yeah, sending. That's another one. Yeah. So why don't we start with one of you new folk? Let's start with John Joe. Why don't you tell us about Mrs. Susan Patterson? She's got this interview lined up. She knows that she needs to be there for the sending at the correct time and everything. But obviously you can do it from the comfort of your own home. That is the nice thing. How does Susan look? And what's she up to?
So Susan is a very handsome woman of a dwarf. She is pretty short and also quite round. So she's very stocky, very sturdy. She's got very flame red hair, a nice ruddy complexion with freckles, cheeky brown eyes. She wears the robes of her order. She's an acolyte of the goddess of the harvest, where she's been working, making the teas, making the breads, making sure everyone at the chantry is nicely full of food. And but she got a message she received in a tray of buns from the goddess, and she set out on a mission. And she's taken with her her stone rolling pin and a tea tray, which she uses as a shield, and she wears a chainmail tabard over her robes.
Fantastic. And so you've arrived in Phandalin, and there's perhaps a conference room set up for you for this conference sending. So Chicanery Celine, Edith will be setting up your conference thing, as only Edith can. And she's got it all set up there, and she's like looking with the projector screen to try and give you an image as well. How does this look? How does the sending look in the cleanup crew office?
I imagine we have the table that we have from our interview room, and it's just blank. There's nothing there. And then we have 2 chairs where we're sitting next to each other on the other side of this projection. We have a bowl. Maybe we have a bowl of snacks on the table just to look inviting, right? Yeah.
And maybe a cup of coffee, just one that neither of us touch. And the sock bin, just carefully placed in the background somewhere.
Yes.
Of course.
I love this.
Yeah.
Of course. So, you know how these things go, right? Edith leans in with 5 minutes to go, like the alert notification that we're all very familiar with. Oh, we've got a conference call in 5 minutes, Chicanery Celine. I hope you're all ready.
Yes, we are. They'd better be.
The time rolls around. Do you start the sending on time? How do you? I mean, this would be a cleanup crew thing here, you know.
We have to start it early. Boop.
Yeah.
Okay, so so the cleanup crew the cleanup crew call is ringing early. Susan, are you there ready? Would you be there early? How does this look?
She would definitely be there early and prepared, but it would be like, and I'm sure you've all been kind of teaching your parents how to Zoom, teaching them how to Skype. So that would be exactly her. She'll pick up like, "Hello, am I doing it right? Can you see me? Hello."
A little lower.
Little. Oh, hello. Hiya. Hello.
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 I'm scared you're gonna hang up and you won't mean to. Hello. Okay.
I won't touch anything. Am I speaking loud enough?
Yes.
Great. Do I need to speak slowly too?
No.
Okay.
So on our side, you would see Celine is a half elf, and she has a short black bob of hair. It's very clean, very shortcut, and she has these big chunky glasses, and she appears to be holding a clipboard, already taking notes at the beginning of this call.
Chicanery is right now presenting as a big afroed, sharp-shouldered human woman. She is seated, but she would seem taller than she is at this present moment. Okay, let's get started. Let's do this. Now, do you like peanut butter?
Yes. I make a very good peanut butter cookie.
Crunchy or smooth?
Crunchy on the edge and then chewy in the middle.
I approve. What's your favorite breakfast?
Like a nice cup of tea and some toast.
Simple, yet effective. And finally, when you serve meals, what special something do you add for your guests?
Love.
Oh my. Oh my. You're hired.
Oh, thank you. It's my first adventure.
Oh. You see Celine has been like scribbling throughout the conversation. She just pulls out a sheet and shows you, and it says, "You're hired. You're incorporated."
Okay, so Edith Klinger. Oh, well done. She sort of leans in from the side of the screen. She's one of them. You know the like older generation IT wizard. You know what I mean? The older generation person that you assume would be like, "Hello," but actually they're a wizard. You know, like there was a movie or something like that. I can't remember the name of the movie. Something Hotel. Anyway, not important. She leans in and she's like, "Oh, brilliant, well done. Now, hold on, just Susan, hold on. We've got another interview. If you could be ready for the next meeting in about an hour's time, we'll take you through orientation and get you set up, ready for when the crew joins you." Fantastic. Hold on, and the line goes dead for you, Susan. And Edith turns to you two and goes, "Oh, that was nice, wasn't it?" Now, our next one is Ginny Coldwater. I believe she should be ready for the call any moment.
Are you talking to me or?
Celine and Chicanery for the second, but we will be coming to you.
Okay.
You're on deck. Get ready.
I think as soon as Edith says that, Celine hits the button to accept the call.
Okay. Now we head over to Ginny Coldwater. Ginny, you're ready for this sending interview. What does your setup look like? What do you look like? Are you ready?
Give me a sec. Yeah, so Ginny is a young woman with long dark hair, and well, basically how I imagine her is she's like this plucky anime witch kind of character, with like typical pointed hat and like kind of fashionable robe. She's very very pale, and yeah, so she was basically born ready. She's expecting this thing. She's also sorcerer, so she knows how this goes. She has some with prestidigitation. She has some like filter type things that put her in an especially good light, and I guess the call is arriving earlier than expected, right?
By a few minutes, I reckon. Yeah, that was quite a quick
Yeah.
interview. So probably about 10 minutes early.
So she's accepting it like a dramatic turnaround, like, "Hello, how are you all doing?" And she's like winking and finger guns or something like that.
Yes.
Oh, I like the energy on this one. Hello, my name is Celine. Can you hear us?
Oh, perfectly.
Excellent. Are you ready for your interview?
I am ready, miss.
Okay, here's the first question. If you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would you eat and why?
That's a trick question. I wouldn't eat anything.
Why not?
It's like, why waste time? There's so many things to do. Yeah.
Okay.
Chicanery takes notes.
If you suddenly became the head of a barred band, what kind of music would you make?
Definitely something jazzy.
Jazz
With
is good.
maybe like 3 pianos, just for good measure.
And what would, if the pianos had to resemble an animal, what kind of animal would they look like?
An elephant, a giraffe, and a blue dragon.
Oh. Very nice. Very creative. I like it. What do you think, Chicanery?
I think I'd like to know, what's the happiest memory you have?
And her eyes go a little bit dreamy. Like, happiest memory. Oh yeah, it must have been my resignation at Acquisitions Iron. And she like suddenly becomes very, very sweet.
I highly appreciate that. You're hired.
Oh yes, she does that, priest thing with the success kit.
You see Celine just lift up her clipboard, says, "You're hired."
Yay! And she like does finger guns again.
Edith again
Little
pops around.
sparkles shoot out.
Edith again pops her head around the corner and goes, "Oh, well done, Ginny. Now, hold on right there. We're going to switch across to the training room. So hold the line, and we'll be right there with another call. Isn't this physical distancing thing fun? We'll be right there." And the line goes dead for you. Within a matter of moments, both Mrs. Jonjo and well, I hope you don't get a sending in real life, Jonjo. Susan and Ginny, your sending stones light up again. You're being invited to a conference sending. And this time when you press accept, there is Edith sitting in front of a green screen. I wonder, do I have those pictures? Would be incredible. Hold on. I'm sure she sent them to me, but I don't have them. I'll prepare this for if we do another sending meeting. Yeah, I should have thought ahead. She's standing in front of a green screen, and she's sort of sitting in the bottom left, and she says, "Welcome to the cleanup crew, and she clicks a button, and you see "Welcome to the cleanup crew" appear behind her on this green screen. Now, this will be your first adventure, and we're very excited to have you along. Now, armor and weapons will be provided. If you write us out a short docket of the sort of weapons you prefer, we will make sure that you are provided the correct PPE, and it's important to wear the correct PPE at all times. Your insurance will not be covered if you are not using the correct protection, okay? However, you will be charged for damages, so do try and look after it. Regular wear and tear is fine, but try not to go do any out of the ordinary damages. You're going to be adventuring in dangerous locations, temples, dungeons, infested houses, and you should take some precautions to make sure that you are safe. First of all, be on the lookout. Click. There's a picture of like a barbarian with an axe in one hand and a blue potion in the other and a horned helmet. Be on the lookout for active adventurers. Adventurers are dangerous. If you're in a dangerous location and you encounter one of these adventurers, they're often high on mana potions and looking for what they call encounters for experience. Try to avoid them as the best course of action, but if that's not possible, the best thing to do is just raise your hands and say, "I'm not an encounter. I am a civilian and worth no XP," and that should let them know that you are not an enemy. Signs that adventurers may be active in your dungeon include the following. Clicks the button. There's a picture of a door next to a jar. Unlocked doors. If doors are supposed to be locked, we will give you the keys to unlock them where possible. But if a door is locked, it's probably likely that there's something dangerous behind there, so don't open it. Click sprung traps. There's a picture of a bear trap with a leg in it. Sprung traps are a sure sign that active adventurers are around in the dungeon. If you see a trap that's been sprung, be extra careful and look out for telltale signs of active adventurers. Also, click. There's a picture of it looks like it was once a human, but someone's drawn on horns and a tail to increase the diversity of this slideshow. A dead tiefling on the floor with crosses for eyes. Dead adventurers. Another sure sign that adventurers are active in... Oh, sorry, I just punched the mic. New setup. We're getting there. Dead adventurers are a sure sign that active adventurers are operating in your dungeon. Now, do not be fooled. If you see one dead adventurer, do not assume that that is the lot. Adventurers have no problem leaving their dead to be collected on the way out of the dungeon, so be on guard. Also, keep your eyes open for bloodstains, trails, discarded limbs, all of that sort of thing. Discarded or scattered holy symbols are another sign of a paladin or a cleric giving up. So watch out for those as well. However, please note that your insurance does not cover magical or cursed items. So pick up magic items at your own risk and avoid it where possible. All items should be recorded and left for collection unless expressly told otherwise, for example, on a collection quest. All incidents, accidents, and damages must be recorded to the incident logbook. Here, we've set up a report form for you that you can fill out via message cantrip now. So just look up the format, and we'll get that sorted for you. This is your first adventure. Be safe. Have fun. Are there any questions? Yes, Susan.
I knitted my own chainmail. Can I wear that?
As long as it stands up to the FCC standards, yes.
So when do we start?
Yes. As we speak, Chicanery and Celine are on their way to Phandalin. They were packing up during this interview. You should meet them in, I think it's 6 days to Phandalin. So in 6 days' time, head out at dawn, go and find Celine and Chicanery on the way into Phandalin, and welcome them to the town.
Sounds good.
as she says that, we'll do one of them cool Windows Movie Maker transitions to current time as Chicanery and Celine. You are walking towards Phandalin. You're very close now. You can see Phandalin in the distance, and on the road, you see Ginny and Susan approaching you.
I'm sorry, can I have an out of the game question?
Yeah,
Like out of character question? So I'm not very familiar with the cleanup crew and Acquisition INC like content, but so as I gather, the cleanup crew is kind of like cleaning up dungeons after adventurers have gone through them, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's like experience for first-time adventurers, easy quests, resetting dungeons, that stuff.
Great exposure.
Yeah. Lots of exposure.
Mostly to deadly poisons.
Sometimes.
Okay.
As Celine and Chicanery are walking towards Susan and Ginny, you see Celine is holding the bin that was in the background of the message conference, and it says dirty socks on the side of this bin that she's holding.
It has one sock in it. Whether that's dirty or not, I don't know. But there's
it's
one
a sock.
Yes, a single sock.
Hello, loves. How are ya?
Hello, it's great to meet you in person.
It is. You're tall.
You're smaller than I thought.
It's funny with the screen, wasn't it? It was. Yeah, I was down. Are you doing laundry? Do you need help?
Oh, no, there's no laundry here. This is for our new office. We are going to undoubtedly take over the franchise, and I am prepared to set up our next office. Starting with this.
Very much for that wild magic surge.
Okay.
As Celine was saying that sentence, pink bubbles were coming out of her mouth, and as they popped, you heard her words.
That's a cool trick. Where'd you learn that? Like, Ginny is asking this from Celine.
Celine doesn't seem to notice this because she was so excited about talking about her bin and then as you point this out, she's like, "Oh, pop, pop."
What do they smell like?
I bet they smell like bubblegum.
Do you know what? That would be quite normal if they smelled like bubblegum, wouldn't it? So let's not go with that. Hang on 1 second.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Someone roll me a D100.
Go for it.
I am prepared.
$24.
Minty. And when they pop, there's a slight green flame.
So cool.
Celine looks to Chicanery. Is this what happened? Pop, 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 pop. When you got booped by Cryovane? Is there a residual effect?
Chicanery is amazed, but also having a slight crisis because this didn't happen for Chicanery. Yes, this is exactly what happens when you get the boop toward middle management.
Okay, well now I definitely want to get that.
Can I ask, do you do
Everybody
children's
likes-
parties with this? This is brilliant.
That is a good idea. Pop, pop, pop. And she starts taking notes. She pulls out her clipboard, slaps it onto the side of the bin, and she has this medieval clipboard. It looks like part of a fence that's been repurposed into a surface where you can write on.
While she's distracted making notes, Ginny low-key turns to Susan and makes a they are kind of cuckoo, aren't they? Sign.
Susan isn't very cool, so she probably wouldn't grasp that. But she'd give you a nice smile and probably do the same thing back. It's like a secret handshake.
Okay.
One day may we all get the boop of middle management.
Amen. I guess.
Yes. Amen to that.
Amen
Worship
to
business. Amen to business.
There's no business like business.
Oh no. That is the best thing you've ever said. Remember that and try to say it daily. Ideally, within earshot of me.
Okay, I will keep that in mind.
Good. Now, let's head onward to Phandalin.
We are here.
As
That
you,
was a quick onward.
well,
Sorry
as
if
you
it
look
sounded about me.
back towards Phandalin, you're on the Phandalin road now, you know. As you look back, there is a figure kneeling in the road that you didn't see on the way here, Susan and Ginny. Sitting cross-legged in the middle of the road is an odd-looking figure wearing not a stitch of clothing. In one hand, he fiddles with a copper medallion etched with the image of a thin, tangled pair of antlers. He might be a beardless dwarf, or a short and pale half-orc, or a human with a gland condition. Either way, he doesn't look up, as he speaks in a voice that sounds like a goat choking on sawdust. Arjun has a strange and wonderful and terrible things in store for you, so I am here as fortune's lackey. Fair or foul, weal or woe, chant or howl, friend or foe.
Blind your toe?
This one speaks in riddles.
I'm fluent also in Goblin.
The goblins were not fluent.
Yeah, I guess you can say that.
And his attention goes back to this this amulet that he's holding.
So he's just like standing there holding this amulet and speaking in nonsense?
Yeah, kind of nonsense.
Can I ask what time of year it is? What's the weather like?
I think it's spring.
Ah. So, like, if you're out in the buff, it wouldn't be uncomfortable.
I mean, as much as being out in the buff isn't uncomfortable, I suppose.
Naturists happen.
True. True.
Hello, friend. Odd choice of clothing.
Sometimes decisions are too difficult to make.
Oh wait, he's naked?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh sorry, I missed that. Sorry, yeah, okay.
Sometimes decisions are too difficult to make, so I reject the system. Altogether.
Oh,
I
you're
like
that
it.
kind of person. Where did you get that amulet?
It's mine and none can take it. You can see the amulet clearly, though. Would anyone like to make a religion check to identify it?
Yes. Sure.
I don't. Yeah, I don't have that.
Celine is very nosy.
Would Arcana help at all?
Yeah, if you'd like to roll religion, feel free to go for it. It's a skill that is available to everyone, whether you're good at it or not. Is
No,
irrelevant.
sorry, I meant if like other than religion, would Arcana also be helpful, or only religion would be relevant?
Unfortunately, not. Not in this instance.
Okay, that's fine.
Celine, is that everyone's rolls? 11 and 14. Okay. So Celine, you can't quite recognize it, but you're close enough to the DC to get a feeling. Bad luck. Misfortune.
Celine will lean over to Chicanery. I'm certain this is got something to do with bad luck and misfortune.
Chicanery will lean back over.
He's missing clothes. I can't think of anything more unfortunate than that in this weather.
Excuse me, would you like my cloak? Or a perhaps half dirty sock?
I would like you to answer a riddle.
Okay.
And his
Sounds
expression changes for a second. A calm passes over him. I stand aloof alone as a savior. I shine my oily smile across the rippling vastness. I, with this beaming, attract and repel. Ignore me, and you are lost, one way or another. What am I?
A lighthouse?
Correct! Correct!
Oh, okay.
You answered the riddle. You showed me kindness, though.
Do you not like kindness?
Celine.
We can be rough if you want.
I can be mean. She says in the most non-threatening way.
Chicanery stands back in. Mm-hmm.
Celine. You have gained a D10, which you can essentially use in the same way that we used Bardic Inspiration.
Oh.
He looks to the other three of you. I have no hinges, box, or lid, but inside golden treasure is hid.
I'll know this one because it was in a cracker we had at the Wintertide Festival. It's an egg.
Yes! Yes! Susan, you gain a D10 that you can use as Bardic Inspiration at some point during the session.
Ah.
A young girl stands alone, her hair gleaming brightly. As she grows older, she gets shorter. But her skin still gets very wrinkly. What am I?
Human.
No!
I mean, they do get short and wrinkly as they get older, don't they? I'm not good at these, Ginny says, and just like shrug.
Chicanery spends a good solid 5 minutes standing there.
Well, I mean, you said a woman. Is it a woman?
No! I'll give you both one more guess. Hair shining brightly, I stand alone in white. As I get older, I get shorter. It's wrinkly.
We
You
can just
plant.
we can talk to each other about this, right?
Yes, of course. Converse.
I think it might have to do something with the sun or light or something.
A shadow. Gets older and shorter.
But does it have a bright light on its head? Could be a daisy.
Maybe a candle.
Yes!
Oh.
A candle.
He erupts with joy. And Ginny, you have a D10 to spend.
So on any roll.
Any attack roll, saving throw, or ability check. Looks at you, Chicanery. Smiles. And he just begins walking away towards the high road.
Hey, come on, that's not fair. It should be for one each. Come on, you've got to be fair. Come on, young
No,
man.
it's fine. It's fine. You know what? I take pleasure in the fact that his butt's hairier than mine.
That's better than any fortune.
Celine wasn't looking, but when you say that, she looks. She's like, hmm.
Guy nearly has a tail.
Ginny leans closer to Celine and
Wait, what?
like, do you have a point of reference?
There's an NDA something.
Okay. It's fine. Keep your secrets, and she winks.
I mean, I could have a hairier butt, but I choose not to.
That's why.
Well, I suppose if you're not wearing clothes, you need to stay warm somehow. So maybe he's the wise one.
She shakes her fist.
You cannot help but feel the taint of bad luck on you. Unfortunately, it would seem you have been cursed.
Not the taint.
Was that hairy too?
I think I'm gonna find out.
Mechanically, you now have disadvantage on saving throws.
Oh, that's fun.
Ooh, that's rough.
This is a
Forever.
curse from a priest of Bashaba, the goddess of bad luck, and you get the feeling that you can pass this curse on to other people.
Oh.
We can go through the
Do
mechanics
I know
of
how
that.
that happens?
I believe you just intend to. You need to be within 5 feet of them and just try and pass it on.
Do I lose it if I pass it on?
You
I
feel
don't
like
know.
it, yeah. You feel like you may do.
Oh, okay.
This is the power move here.
Man,
I
we've
thought
left Omen Dran and it's too late. I just... That would have been so beautiful.
As you approach Phandalin, this modest town is comprised of some 50 buildings, most of which show signs of regular upkeep. Farms and an apple orchard mark the outer edge of the town, with houses and shops closer in. Townsfolk are milling about in the central square on the adjacent green, and 2 people stand on a stage on the green addressing the crowd. But the distance to them, along with the steady chorus of cheers, boos, and shouts, obscures what's being said. Rising from the small hill overlooking the town is an old manor house, or at least it was an old manor house. Most of its walls have collapsed in what appears to be a recent disaster, with traces of smoke still rising from the tumbled stone.
Well, that looks unfortunate.
What do you suppose is going on over there? There's a crowd.
Why don't we
Oh.
find out?
Yeah, only one way to find out. And Ginny goes there to find out.
As you approach the stage, you are intercepted by a portly, well-dressed human male. He sees you from the stage and points at your group. You see, this is exactly what I mean. Just when things start to calm down in Phandalin, more murderous vagrants show up.
I'm not a vagrant.
They probably have something to do with what's happened at the Trisandar Manor. and with the livestock that have started to going missing. It's only a matter of time before this all ends in misery and bloodshed, I promise you.
How does
Hi.
he react to that?
Did he just call us vagrants?
He called us murderers, vagrants.
I mean, she lets out a little chuckle.
Has he not seen the sock bin? Vagrants don't have sock bins.
Celine's just shaking it very visibly at anyone who's looking at them. Yeah, you see this? Right here.
And Susan will shout back, "You don't have anything nice to say. You shouldn't say anything at all, young man."
He continues.
Also,
to
you're
address-
pointing.
He just continues to address the crowd. He turns back to the crowd and starts more of the same sort of soapbox drivel. You know, we need to gather together and put all of our eggs in the barn and all that sort of stuff.
You should be taking your eggs out of the barn.
You should never keep all your eggs in one barn.
That's true.
Like baskets. Why are you all listening to him? He knows nought.
Why is he standing on a soapbox? That's very strange. Get a podium.
A gnome approaches you.
Okay.
She tugs at the base of one of your trousers or something like that, you know, and makes herself known. Oh, thank you very much for the sub, CB. Hi. Yeah, there's been a lot going on here in Phandalin. Welcome. Are you the cleanup crew?
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I am a representative of the Temple of the Coin Maiden, and I'm here to get you all set up.
What's your name?
Oh, sorry, how rude of me. My name is Ditch Fundy, at your service.
What's with this guy?
Oh, people are just a little upset because the banner has been destroyed and livestock are going missing, and you know, the mines aren't doing so well, and you know, politics.
That sounds like a lot of bad luck in one go.
Yeah, funny thing, bad luck was hanging around here for a little while. Hopefully we're starting to see a turnaround now. I'd hate for more bad luck to rain on this poor town.
Well, who knows? Maybe bad luck just turns its naked hairy butt on you. Or not.
They look at you strangely. Maybe. Look, see, the thing is, there was an Acquisitions Incorporated franchise out here before. I believe you're from Acquisitions Incorporated as well, right?
Well, I used to be.
Is that not? I've got
No, I'm
here
with the cleanup crew.
cleanup crew affiliated with Omen Dran and the Acquisitions Incorporated. Is that?
Yes, we're affiliated, but we are cleanup crew.
Oh, I see. You're like a separate venture, like subcontractors. Got it. Okay. Okay. Well, the Fellowship of the Golden Mongoose was the Acquisitions Incorporated franchise that was previously established in Phandalin. And, well, they spoke to Harbin Wester about acquiring the ruined Tresender Manor. Harbin, by the way, you can find him. He's probably the wealthiest man in Phandalin. He owns much of the land and the businesses, and he was town master before we dissolved that into a bi-weekly meeting where the town leaders meet and arrange things. They make decisions weekly, and everything's verified by a bi-weekly.
How tall is he?
How tall is he? That's a great question. He is He's 5'8".
I elbow Ginny and say, I'm always on the lookout for the next Mr. Patterson.
Ah.
Yeah. But after they signed the deal and everything, the franchise got to work on restoring the manor, and when they weren't slipping off for adventures here and there or anything like that, they were doing up the place and trying to make it nice. But I think it was on maybe Monday. The town's, like, we all heard explosions. Gouts of flame were seen, reportedly. I didn't see them myself. And there was a commotion of a battle. None of us were really keen to investigate what happened to them, but adventurers, right? No one came down, no one heard us, so Sildar Hillwinter braved the walk up to the hill to investigate, and there was just rubble and scorch marks. Ruined constructions, bloodstains. We didn't find anyone from the Golden Mongoose left alive. And we've kind of just given it a wide berth since then.
Sorry, what's the name of the guy again? Like the mayor guy?
Oh,
Harbin?
the old mayor, Harbin. Yeah, Harbin Wester. He used to be the mayor. Now we run the town as a
he
collective.
dissolved into a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we nominate an official to stand in as townmaster every week, and decisions are rectified by a bi-weekly meeting of all of the elders.
Worst phase of doing it, I guess.
What did Harbin have a relationship with the Fellowship of the Golden Mongoose?
Well, he sold them the manor. I mean, he at least had a business relationship with them. That's him on stage.
Ah, that explains it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's why he's so mad.
Who is Sildar Hillwater? The one that went to find the rubble and scorch marks?
Oh,
Yeah.
he's such a nice guy. He used to be an adventurer, but he retired. He was also a griffin rider in Waterdeep for some time, and he worked for the Rockseeker family. And I think there was something about a goblin ambush traveling to Phandalin for the first time. He just quit and moved here. He's getting older, but he still trains with weapons and keeps himself in shape. You can see him. He goes to the town square every day and does his routines. Really amazing. And he was running for mayor against Harbin Wester. He's a really nice guy. Got my vote if we...
So, how many goats were there exactly? Like a big herd, or? You mentioned flaming goats.
Oh, no, like gouts of flame, like big...
Oh, sorry.
whoosh. Yeah, no, it's okay.
Common mistake in my line of work,
Yeah, no, it's okay. Honestly, common isn't my first language. I much prefer Gnomish. Engineer. In the past, before I moved to Coin. I regret moving from technical to management, personally.
Like your tongue.
I just miss problem solving.
There are enough problems in management. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Also, if you're in management and you don't have enough problems, what are you doing? That's your job, to create more problems for people to solve. Well, anyway, so why are we here exactly?
We're
Like-
going to that manor.
Ah, okay.
That's what we're gonna do.
What
Oh, we-
kind of? Sorry, go ahead.
It's just so we are gonna clean that thing. I guess, right? No?
I think so.
Okay.
What kind of livestock have gone missing?
Oh, sheep, cows, some goats. She looks at Ginny.
Mm.
Some goats.
Were they burned?
No,
So no flaming goats.
no flaming goats, I'm afraid.
Worth checking. Ginny's right.
Well, from the sounds of it, the Fellowship was trying to clean up the manor, and then something happened. So it's possible if we try to clean up, something else might happen.
But isn't that a fan of it? You're not gonna get any more socks like that. I say we go right in there and clean right up. And she like has a... You don't quite see where she got it from, but she has suddenly a big broom with her. Which, by the way, she uses as a quarterstaff. And she's like, starts spinning it around. Time to clean up.
Okay, well, I mean, I was really just supposed to welcome you. Like I say, I work over at the Temple of the Coin. You need anything, pop in, but also feel free to say hi to people around. It's a little known fact that Bron McCable knows a lot about the manor. But he's got a bit of a shady past. He served some time for like being part of a bandit group that was kind of raiding the town. But he's turned around and now he's, you know, a functioning member of society. If you can understand him, at least. I think he is.
Where can we find Bron McCable?
And you see the crowd dispersing as it seems Harbin has dismissed them. And he goes, oh, good. Okay, so he'll probably be heading back to his shop. He's a farmer now, so he sets up a stall here every market day. He'll be heading back to his farm probably tonight.
Good. Where should we start? Do we need to talk with Harbin Wester? Or do we?
Do we want to talk with Harbin then?
Does Harbin Wester want to talk with us?
Also.
Maybe we should go have a look before we talk to Harbin Wester, in case Harbin Wester doesn't want us here.
Smart.
It was all the boop. Am I still bubbling as I talk?
For as long as it's fun. I'm putting that in your hands. You can end it when you like.
I think it's ended by now.
Okay.
Let's go.
You are the bosses.
Yeah. Show us the way.
Okay, so if you're going up to the manor, I mean, you can see the manor. The market stall is just over there on the other side of the square.
Oh, by the way, I don't want to didn't mean to push in direction of the manor. Just like Ginny's like that. But you can totally talk to people if you want.
All good.
We will follow your lead, Chicanery.
Well, I mean, Bron's gonna be just over there. Maybe we should see Bron and then go to the manor.
Oh, such an excellent idea. That's why you're the boss. Takes notes.
Yes. Yes, this is true. Let's go.
You see a wiry man, and I mean like the arms and legs look like sinew. You know, there doesn't seem to be any muscle to him. But you see him easily lifting things around as though he has a lot of strength. Got a shock of big ginger hair on his face and a shock of big ginger hair on his head, covered by like a farmer's flat cap, so it pokes out at the sides. His eyes are blue, his nose is knobbly, and his skin is very pale, paler than pale. You know, like almost if it went any paler, it'd be like a shade of blue. It's very pale, but just about still skin colored, and he's wearing shorts and a string vest. The shorts have a slight crosshatch pattern on them. As you approach his
Hello
store,
there.
as he's moving things around, he's going, "Get your eggs! Eggs and milk! Get it right here!"
Do you keep all your eggs in one barn?
Nee, that's a fool. What man gonna get all his eggs in one barn? Nee, that's not the way to do it.
You have a lot of eggs then.
Aye, that I do. Now, if you want, I'll do you a dozen for a gold piece. They ain't just any eggs, though. That's a dozen, only large. Mixed eggs are 5 coppers. Sorry, I'm trying to slow it down so you can understand me, alright? I know people struggle. Mixed eggs are 5 coppers.
What are they mixed with?
Oh no, I mean mixed size, you know. I got like, some
Okay.
big ones, got little wee ones. Medium ones
Oh,
too.
those ones are... Okay.
We don't need eggs.
What you doing here?
We'd like to talk to you about the manor.
Ugh! I can't believe it! You know what I mean? I told the golden mongooses that I could help them, and they just didn't want to know.
What did you tell them?
Couldn't tell them a thing. They weren't interested.
What did you not tell them?
Well, I used to hang out at the place, didn't I? I used to help out in there before I took up farming. That's where I served my parole.
Yes, and what was there?
Oh, you know, just cleaning up, really. Nothing really there. It'd been abandoned for years until them golden mongoose still turn up. You know, I was just picking litter, sweeping, getting rid of dust and that.
And
I don't know what they did. I was going to help them guide them around, and the next thing you know, they've destroyed the place. What's the point of me sweeping it all if they're just going to destroy it? And themselves,
How
silly
did they-
buggers.
wait. So you were just there, hanging around, cleaning up.
Hey, not
And
because I wanted to
they
be, because I
turned up
had to be, you know. Community service.
Fair enough.
What were you doing your community service for, love?
Oh, I'm totally reformed, right? Those days are behind me. I've put up my eye patch, put away my eye mask. You know, my sword's away now. It's beneath the floorboards, only for defense only. Alright, I'm not a bandit no more. Alright, I didn't mean to, you know. I came late to the whole thing anyway, really, honestly, you know. Everyone else, they'd been raiding the town for weeks. I just did some, like, real minor stuff, really, you know. Just a little bit of intimidation. Apparently, some people find my accent intimidating. Gives you a toothy grin. You see a couple of teeth missing.
Oh yeah, that's intimidating.
When they reach up and pat his hand, so it's good to know you're on the path to redemption. And I'll have a dozen of your eggs, please, your best ones.
Best eggs, aye, I can do that for you. Now, if you're lucky, some of these large ones, they might be dual yokers.
Ooh.
passes you 12 eggs, holding a hand out for a gold piece.
And I'll give them one back.
Thank you very much. Pleasure doing business. And you said you didn't need any eggs.
Well, just had the idea of putting some meringues on later. If there was anything you would have said out of the usual with that place just before it all went up in flames, is there anything you might have noticed, no matter how small, how benign? We're just trying to make things better.
You know, people don't reckon that I'm like all with it and stuff, but I'm telling you, I heard noises coming from the basement. Alright? I don't know what was going on down there. I didn't want to know. You know, that's not my job. I was gonna tell, you know, the Golden Mongoose people. They just didn't want to talk to me. They were like, oh no, we don't speak to bandits. Oh no, we don't speak to them, no. So I didn't get a chance. But, it's, you know, Acquisitions Incorporated, right? Anyway, yeah, there's strange noises coming from down there. It sounds like, you know, like when your wee dad tell you stories, and he'd tell you stories about like people meeting in robes in basements and stuff, and like chanting and that. Sort of sounded a bit like that, you know, like maybe like, I don't know, like some kind of religious thieves guild stuff. I don't know.
Oh, not a nice church.
No, like not like a nice one. You know what I mean? Like the old oh hey sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Like really, real aggressive sounding, but very faint. Very always. No matter where I went, it was always at the edge of my hearing. I reckon they went down there and found whatever was down there. We heard battle, you know. I'm willing to bet they were fighting some kind of, I don't know, cult.
Wow, if they were, they really blew it.
Literally.
Do you know anything about him? And Celine will gesture over to Harbin.
Aye. Okay, cold as a stone, that one. Like a snake. He's all smiles and friendly, you know, if you work with him. But it's all, you know, what did they say? You know, the lass from the mining exchange. She used a nice term for it. She said it's a fictitious facade. There you are. That's the word of the day for you.
That's some posh words.
Yeah, no, he's not a nice guy. Sure, he's wealthy. Just because he owns everything doesn't make him nice. You know? Yeah, when he was a town master, friendly enough, but nah, I saw some of the real. He asked me to do some real shady stuff. I said no.
Oh, like what?
I'm like,
It's
you know.
okay, we won't tell.
Yeah, no, I get that. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to bring any trouble. That's the thing. Yeah, nothing like serious. You know, he wasn't asking me to go murder anyone or anything like that. But like, you know, he wanted me to like just cause some small problems here and there. Nothing really illegal, you know. He was very careful, but you know, just throwing spanners in works, asking me to spread rumors and things. You know what I mean?
Looks like someone doesn't... Maybe he doesn't really want things to get better here. Like that guy. Maybe he just wants people to be afraid and, like, listen to him soapboxing all day.
That's a fairly new thing, that there. Honestly, I don't think he much likes not being the mayor anymore.
Oh yeah, that happened.
If nothing happened, would he end up being the mayor again?
Who's to see? You know what I mean? You've got Shauna. She's one of the Shauna. She's a kind of the one that keeps him and Sildar in check. You know, So instead of having a mayor, we've now got like a council of 3. But I mean, it could work, you know. Might be alright.
Do you happen to recognize this? And Celine will flip through her clipboard, and there was a strange mark that we found on the barrels, or no, it was on the horse of a draconic skull with a dagger driven up through the bottom or something. She shows it to him.
And he takes a long look. No, I've never seen nothing like that before. Let's take a
Would it
long
maybe
look
our-
before he considers it, you know.
Would maybe our characters have seen anything like that before?
Afraid not. This is a new symbol to you.
And this bad man who was asking you to do stuff that you didn't want to do, you didn't do it.
Aye, yeah, no. What was the point in doing all that prison time? Do you know how long it takes to get out, to get back in people's good graces after you've fallen like that? It was terrible. Very much Tom Pixie for the sub. 1 year. Yeah, no, it was terrible, you know. It took a long time to get people to trust me again. Even now, some of them still look at me shifty-eyed.
Oh, well, you seem to be doing very good work now with your eggs. So I hope you're on a better path.
Aye, that I am, actually. Didn't realise I had a head for business. It's pretty good.
Well, we're just moving to the area, so we'll keep an eye on your head.
Here, I don't just do this for anyone, alright? You thought it alright, you can have this on me. He passes you one of them small squares of butter. Like the ones you get in like restaurants and things.
Into the bag it goes. Small pat of butter.
Thank you so much.
Your mum would be very proud.
Thank you.
You might be surprised, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Okay, so you think we should check out this Ildar guy, maybe?
I think Celine might be right. I think it might be best to avoid him. Who said that? Maybe it wasn't Celine. Someone did.
But didn't Celine said to avoid Harmon?
Yes. We should probably avoid Harbin, but we should definitely
Yes.
speak to Sildar at some point.
Yes. These are the difficult things about starting your day at 4 in the morning.
Oh my god, MVP.
So what would you all like to do next? Would you like to head up to the manor, or do you want to go and speak to Sildar?
Susan, Ginny, do you have any preferences?
I mean, since we are in the habit of talking to people, we might as well. Maybe
Yeah.
because he used to be an adventurer, so maybe he noticed something more relevant than just like spooky noises, you know.
You two are the professionals. I'll go wherever you lead.
Let's go do some more talking then.
As you approach Sildar's area, he has a house. It's easy enough to obtain. you hear the sound of music playing from this room. It kind of sounds. I desperately look for my roll 20 there. It sounds a lot like sort of classical music, you know, like the music that perhaps not even your parents but your grandparents might have enjoyed. And you can hear someone sort of singing along with the music inside.
Oh. It's lovely.
There we go. That'll do.
Did we find out whether he was human, gnome, dwarf?
Sildar. I believe Sildar is a human knight. Yeah.
Gonna knock on the door.
And as you knock on the door, a man with a large moustache, grey hair in a neat side parting with short back and sides opens it. And he says, "Hello!" Puffy red cheeks, swollen red nose. Looks like he might have had a whiskey or enjoyed whiskey a fair amount recently. And he is he looks
Well, hello
very
there, kind sir.
happy. Before we carry on, I think this would be a great place to take our break. So, everyone, we are going to stand up. We are going to stretch our legs and grab drinks and bios and all of that good stuff. And we encourage you to do the same. If you're currently working from home and that's not normal, if you've been sitting with us since the beginning especially, then we recommend that you take a 5-minute break, stretch your legs, and keep yourself moving. We will be right back. See you shortly. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a fantastic break. Our party are getting ready to explore the Trisandor Manor. But first, they've decided to go and speak to Sildar Hallwinter. As he opens the door, it's quite a portly gentleman who goes, "Hello! Sildar Hallwinter at your service, 301st Griffin Regiment Waterdeep, sir! Ha! This is a glimpse at the old days. Ha ha! Come in. You're new in town, I can tell." And he
What
starts
gave it away?
pottering around this very small house, actually. It's like a cottage, but there are seats if you want to take a seat. He's like, "Tell me, do you want to drink tea?"
Of course.
Yes,
Fantastic, yes. I've got some wonderful stuff from way across in the marshes of Chilimba. Now, over there, some of it can be, a little bit, but dried out properly, it makes wonderful flavors.
That's true for most things.
Indeed. So, what is it I can do you all for? I know you're new. I imagine you're coming around, doing the rounds, saying hello. Can I borrow a cup of sugar? All of that business. Good new neighbors. All good. But you have the look of purpose about you, ambition. What is it that you like to do?
You have a good eye.
2 of them, in fact.
You have 2 good eyes.
Yes.
that we can see.
Critical for flying.
You fly.
Yes. You give me a griffin, I'll show you a thing or two and whatnot. Ha ha. Barrel roll on a griffin, they say you can't do it. They'll balk at the idea. Nope.
I
You're
like
highly
these guys.
accomplished. Yes.
Yes, that's all in my past now, though. I tried going solo, but you know what? Age catches up with all of us. Enjoy your youth, that's what I say.
Okay. Chicanery is confused.
Celine leans over to Chicanery. Do we need to hire a griffin rider at any point?
I think we need to find a reason. Any reason,
I will write it down in the notes.
please. One who makes tea.
And as you say, one who makes tea, he returns with a silver tray, which has a tall teapot in the center, one of the tall metallic, silver teapots with a thing on the top and a long spout and handle, and 5 fine china cups. Don't grip it too hard, fine. And he just starts pouring tea.
Susan will get out a big pewter tankard, and she'll hold that up. Then, could I have mine in that, please?
Oh, I see you've bought your own. Well
Sure
done. Yes. Recycling and whatnot. Yes. Here you go.
All the way to the top, please.
Yes. Don't want a ladder to get into your drink, eh? Ha!
I like you. It's funny.
Pause
Mrs.
your tea.
Patterson, please.
And sits
Please,
down.
Mrs. Patterson, remain professional.
Oh, sorry.
You don't need to flirt with everyone we talk to just because they are dashingly handsome.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
I
I
see.
said the finest dashingly handsome ones.
I don't know about all that. Maybe once, but I'm afraid I'm going a bit wispy around the edges now. I guess it's sort of like fine wine. I'm maturing. Ha! What brings you all here then? Is there anything I can do for you? I do enjoy having the company, I must say. If you just want stories of my Griffin Rider days, I can talk about that all day. There was one time that we had brigands trying to use some sort of Ravnica tech to do a heist in Waterdeep, if you believe.
What we were wondering about, if anyone knows anything about that dreadful manor on that hill, it must be someone of your most qualified past.
Yes, you've come to the right place. Now, I could tell after that company went up there and did whatever they did in there that everyone was scared, right? So I thought, well, if one of us is gonna have to go and check things out, it might as well be the one with adventuring experience. So, I went up there. I trotted up the hill. Rubble everywhere. Nothing left of the place. Wrecked, I reckon. Probably needs to be condemned. I have to speak to Harbin about that, actually.
What did you see there?
Not a lot, to be honest with you. Not a lot at all. The, wooden structures were burnt. The masonry had been crumbling for some time, but this, whatever had happened, gave it the kick to just push things over. And, some of the, amidst the, there were some bodies, too. I don't think the adventurers made it. Sad thing! Sad thing.
Just
Ginny
the
is
adventurer bodies?
visibly more interested in this.
Yes, well, it's difficult to say, really. They were kind of, I mean, yes, one of them was, definitely had a gold, golden goose, mongoose, whatever it's called, that thing, around their neck. So I didn't stay long for all of that, I must say. Ever since those events back in the mine of Phandalin some years ago, I lost my nerve. I'm not one for seeing bodies and young chaps and ladies getting killed out there on the field. It's not my cup of tea. Unlike this Marsh of Chalimber mix, this is a good blend.
It's really
Lovely.
tasty. So how many bodies were there?
I must admit I didn't stay to count. I saw at least 2 or 3.
Sorry, but did you go inside the manor, or just was this all outside, like in the yard or the whatever they call it?
I honestly, I don't think anyone should try and go in that place. Looked ruddy dangerous, if you ask me. Place could fall in on you at any moment.
Do you have any idea about the missing livestock? Any potential culprits?
Well, I mean, it's difficult to say, really. I mean, we routed the what was their name? You know them, the ones, the bandit group, what were they called? What's his name in the market was a part of them, the Red Brand Ruffians, that's what they were calling themselves. We routed those some time ago, and I don't think they'll be causing any more problems. Only one, really, that sticks around was that Braun McCable in the market, and Braun is a stand-up chap, I tell you, done his time, served his service, and he's all right by me. I don't think it's ruffians. He runs his own farm now. If you ask me, it'll be goblins from the mountains. They come down sometimes and commit small raids trying to get things. That or just wolves, It's spring still. Wolves are pretty active. The hunting's been hard all winter. I say they probably are making their way down closer to the towns, getting bolder with every passing day.
So you say there is no chance that maybe there's, I don't know, an invisible ogre stealing the things during the night or something like that?
If it was invisible, I'm telling you, there'd be one of us here in town who'd be able to see it. I don't know who. Maybe Sister Gariel. Maybe one of the Temple of the Coin Maiden. Someone must know how to see invisibility. I admit I was never much of a magic user myself. I preferred the spear and the shield. But someone would be able to spot it, I'm sure.
Seems like this town's had a lot of bad luck recently.
Yes, you could say that. Personally, though, I think it's being played up. Look,
Oh.
I don't mean to get political. I don't like to get political with new friends. It's, tragedy, really. Tragedy, politics. Makes good men into monsters. But, can't be avoided. Can't be avoided. See, when I arrived in town, Harbin Wester was the mayor. And while he wasn't too bad at his job, things could have been handled better, right? I saw a few things and I thought, you know what? We don't always need to be so conservative and money always seemed to go back to Harbin. You know what I mean? The town would do something and everyone would do all right, but Harbin would do very well. I'm not saying he's greedy. Maybe leading in that manner does deserve certain rewards, but I felt like I could do a better job, so I ran against him. Now, I won't go into the details of exactly what happened, but the long story made short is that the campaign was a disaster for both of us. The town lost faith in all of us, and in the end, thank goodness that Shauna turned up, because she made this trinity of leadership. Now we all work together. But I don't think that Harbin is very happy with this arrangement. I think he wishes he was still on power on his own. He was making a lot more money.
Shona who?
Oh, you haven't met Shauna yet? Shauna Quersterin. She's the dwarf overseer at the Miners' Exchange. She took over that position after the former overseer, Hallier Thornton, who was also on the town council, left to seek other opportunities. You ask me, there's a lot of inter-mine politics going on. Lots of different minds making her job different, and she just decided that she'd had enough of it.
They probably dug too deep into politics. Back to the manor. So you said you didn't quite see anything, but did you perhaps hear anything?
No, not a thing. Though I must admit, a few years next to the flapping of griffin wings and in riots and stuff, my hearing's not as good as it used to be. But I'm still pretty keen when I want to be, and I had a good old listen, and I couldn't hear anything up there.
Not even a little bit of evil chanting?
Evil chanting? No, nothing like that, no.
Not even complacent chanting?
I'm afraid no chanting whatsoever.
No chanting at
Not
all.
even happy chanting or spiritual chanting or celestial chanting. No chanting heard there.
Did the former minor leader happen to seek other opportunities in perhaps Barovia?
No. I've told some of my old friends did end up going to Barovia. Fortunately, they were the only other two to survive the mining mission. Turned my stomach. They were happy to continue adventuring. They're young, you see. You know how the young get over things quickly. But I'd had enough. I decided that nope, that's it. I'm fed up of leading people to their potential deaths. There's a high potential for that, you know, no matter how safe a company is. People die left, right, and center. You enter a... Do you know how easy it is to misjudge the difficulty of a boss monster? You send the wrong level against it before you know it, you've got what's known as a TPK. Nightmare material, that. One critical hit against the level 1 party and everyone's dead.
Is that kind of sandwich?
Oh, sorry, I haven't offered you anything, any sustenance. Would you like something to
No,
eat?
the TPK. I
No,
thought
no,
that was
that's-
a kind of sandwich.
Abbreviations.
Toast, peanut butter, and
No, abbreviations. They use that in the army. Yes.
Oh, sorry. I've not spent much time around a military man. I don't know the
toast with
lingo.
peanut butter and ketchup. That's a TPK.
Yep.
I'm not quite part of the army personally. I'm more of the
As
WAF.
awful as it sounds.
You know, the good old WAF, Waterdeep Air Force. Yes.
Ah. You waff in, waff around, and waff out again.
Yes, and waffing quickly too. Ha ha! It almost sounds like you've served.
Not really built for flying.
No one is till you get on the back of a griffin. Before you know it, you're soaring through the air. Clouds at your fingertips and people looking like tiny ants. Tell you, I'd go back to that job, I would. Maybe I could be a flight instructor or something. No, Phandalin needs me. I'm here now, this is my place, and I've got this little cottage. I'm happy.
Mrs. Patterson, I just have to ask, was Mr. Patterson a Griffin rider?
No, and none of the Mr. Pattersons are a Griffin rider. So don't forget, I am 157 years old.
Oh my. That's a lot of husband material.
Oh, well, I've always wanted to go for a ride on a Griffin, young man, so it's nice to have met you.
Yeah, I suppose comparatively I am a young man, aren't I? That's nice to think. Well, if I ever get a griffin out here, I'll take you for a jolly good ride.
Taking notes.
Phrasing.
Winks at Miss Patterson.
Does
Well, it's
this... Go ahead.
No, you go.
Does this symbol look familiar to you? The
Hmm.
dragon skull with the dagger driven up through.
You know, let's see now. Funny thing, that does seem a little familiar. Now, where on earth did I see that? Oh, it was like on a... Let me see. It was like one of those... One of those things, Oh, right there on the tip of my tongue. I've seen that, I have. I don't think it was here in Phandalin, though. I reckon that was from that Huber folk. You know him, What's his name? Huber Grand Shoop. Huber Grand Shoop. That's the thing. Yes. He does magical stuff. Yes. Like I said, not much into magic, but that's who you want to be looking for. Huber Grand Shoop passed through here.
Does Huber happen to be a gnome or a halfling?
He is a gnome, yes.
But did not stay in town.
No. Didn't stick around, I'm afraid.
Do you know where he might be from or where he might be going?
Where did he come from? Where did he go, eh? Well, he didn't really talk much about his past, and he hasn't really given much indication of where he was going either. Headed into the mountains, I think, or at least started going that way. But could have had a pickup, potentially.
Okay.
Sounded like a Neverwinter accent to me.
Oh, thank you. Does anybody else have any questions for dear Sildar?
Are there any particular rooms up there that need special care when we walk through them if we go to the manor?
Well, all of them, I'd say. All of the structures are weakened. They're all burnt and brittle. So any shifting material could bring the whole thing, well, what's left, down on your head. So do be careful, especially if you're... I don't get me wrong, I say don't go up there at all, but I see it in your eyes, you're adventurers, you're seeking glory and fame. I know the feeling well, I was there myself. Especially if you're gonna try and head down into the dungeons, just be ruddy careful, alright? Just be careful, because there's a strong possibility it could all come down on your head. Now, if you're lucky, the basement will be made of stone fortifications. In which case, if you do start to feel tremors, just get in a doorway and wait for it all to pass, and try not to get buried.
Okay,
Okay.
I think we can do that.
Good. Well, if you want to get up there today, you haven't got much time. Already past noon. Want to do it in daylight? I imagine you don't want to be crawling around in the middle of the night.
Yes, it probably wouldn't be too good, would it?
No.
Well,
We
thank
should
you for the tea.
You are more than welcome. I hope you enjoyed it. And, always welcome here for more tea. Next time, I'll get on some sandwiches. Oh.
Thank you.
yes.
That would be lovely. Thank you very much, Mr. Zilda. And like Ginny puts a little kiss on his cheek and goes out.
I say,
Ginny, professionalism.
I say professionalism, schmefessionalism, personally. If you're looking for a place to stay tonight, by the way, the Sleeping Giant looks like an inn, but it's just a tavern, a tap room. If you want a place to stay, the Stonehill Inn is where you want to go. Unless you've got some other lodgings prepared. Stonehill Inn, tell them I'll send you, and they'll let you have access to the top shelf.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Celine and Chicanery. So do we have like an official assignment here, or were we just sent here to sort of, in a vague sense, help out?
We were sent here to find out exactly what happened to these adventurers.
Oh, okay. Oh, because we need to like, and she air quotes, clean up their mess.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
Do we
What's that?
need to speak to anyone else in town, or should we head to the scene of the crime?
As you're leaving, he slightly over here. What's that? We clean up your mess, did I hear you say? Ha! That used to be the slogan of the company I worked for.
Who did you work for?
The cleanup crew. It's a noble enterprise.
Goodness.
Chicanery salutes.
I say,
Ginny, like,
your cleanup crew. Ah! Go on,
yes,
Ginny.
sir.
Yes.
At your service. And she salutes with her like broom planted on the ground. And
You can tell Cryovane from me that I'm very grateful. His retirement package, seeing me just right. So you stick with that business, they'll look after you till the end. Be a good company. Well, man, woman, whatever it is. Company person, there we go.
I won't be going anywhere except up to upper management.
Yes, I can tell. Oh, one of you's had a booping recently, haven't you? All right, well, go on. You run along. You've got adventures to do and, ladders to climb. I'll if you want a break and a cup of tea, let me know.
We will. Thank you.
Perfect.
And he stands at the door until you're, like, fully gone. Watches you all the way, giving little waves. And we can just have a quick sidebar to him going back and cleaning up the cups and teapot and doing the washing up. Carry on. So where would you like to go?
To the manor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Indeed. Indeed. Well, as you climb to the top of the hill on the east of the town, it's a winding path to get up there. It looks like the manor looked over the whole village. So once you get up there, it takes a little time and it's late afternoon. Many of the crumbled walls of the manor show signs of having recently been rebuilt. But even that newer stonework has been toppled and smashed, coating everything in the area with a thick layer of dust. Temporary structures, seemingly set up to aid reconstruction, have been badly damaged by force and fire, though a couple of wooden buildings still stand amid the destruction.
We're going to have to be very careful.
Yes. As they said, if there are dead adventurers around, there could still be alive adventurers around.
We are the alive adventurers.
But, never mind.
Don't worry, Ginny. And she'll wink at you. I will write down in your performance report that you paid attention during orientation.
Thanks! Okay, so are there dead bodies around?
So, yes. Give me an investigation check.
Okay.
In Roll20, you can just click on the word
Yeah, you can
investigation.
just click anytime.
Oh my goodness.
But I cannot see what I rolled. Oh my god.
You rolled
Oh,
a
wow.
natural 20.
Very investigative.
So it would seem that Ginny has been hiding a special skill for investigation. Because Ginny... It's like... You know how, like... most detectives are pretty good, and then you see Sherlock Holmes who's just like, yes, look at this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and the relative thing, you can just do that sort of thing, right? You spot bodies. They've been worried by animals, possibly hungry animals. There is... The newly built wooden structures were struck by fire. You can tell that fire is not natural fire. It looks arcane from the burn marks. You can also tell that the older masonry and the newer masonry have all mixed together. There's not been any... It's not like this was just an attack on the new masonry or just the old masonry crumbling. They're all mixed together. You can't find any members of the Golden Crane. There is what looks like the bodies here. One of them, it looks like a Golden Crane person at first. They've got the little gold insignia on their chest. It's not one of the people on record. It's just a helper, someone who is coming to help out.
Oh. So the insignia wasn't planted on that body, just not an adventurer.
You also, find a chalk mark on the wall on one of the sides of the building. Has a double D. You would all recognize this logo is the other rival to Acquisitions Incorporated, Grand Enterprises.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Grand Enterprises, the other rival of Acquisitions Incorporated. Oh, we should probably change the music.
Why would Dran Enterprises do this? Or something like it?
We do know that there was a wizard underneath the warehouses back in Waterdeep that was pretending to be part of the cleanup crew, but was actually part of Dran Enterprises.
Sneaky. But would they? Is this the type of thing that they would do?
Yes, if they were told to.
But why would they advertise that they'd done this? If you'd done this, would you leave cleanup crew logo?
No, I think it's someone else that's trying to bring us all down.
Does the chalk mark look like it was scribbled there in a hurry, or like was it left behind by one of the dying people as a warning, like if this was done by them, or?
It doesn't look like it was done in a hurry or scribbled frantically. You know how outside bars and restaurants they do the chalk signs and they're very detailed and use multiple colors to give it looks like someone spent time and made this look very neat like that.
Oh,
It's almost exactly the logo.
it's very deliberate.
And it looks very much like it was done after everything else happened.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Ginny, did you see the way to this basement we heard about on your exploration?
Boy, did I. And I turned expectantly to the DM.
Well, there is, in fact, on this Nat 20, a secret door nearby. However, as you approach it, you hear from within the rubble. Help!
Someone there. Hello.
Help!
Susan would run towards.
Yeah.
Susan would run towards anyone asking for help. So that's what
Yeah.
she'd do.
By all means, please give me a athletics check to start removing the rubble.
And athletics?
Yes, please.
Chicanery will help this action.
Your thing. So roll with advantage. Okay, a 15. It rolls advantage automatically, so we always take the
Brilliant.
number on the left, unless you have
Cool.
a factor of disadvantage. So on a 15, you can begin to move these rocks away, and you reveal a half-orc buried under the smashed, and some of it's still smoldering. Some of this masonry is still warm. She's wearing a ruined purple robe that is gold lined and buckled, but very torn and badly damaged. Half of her face is kind of burnt, her hair frazzled, and she still has her glasses and earrings. She's muttering. They came for it.
Sorry, go ahead.
They came for it.
Could I lay on hands and heal the half orc for 5 hit points?
Yeah, she appreciates that. You can tell though that she is dehydrated still and slightly addled. She's been here for some days.
Anyone got any water?
Chicanery will take out some water and a piece of jerky.
You can tell that she is talking around something in her mouth.
Open up. If it's her tongue, I'm not taking it out.
No. But she looks at you suspiciously.
I'm just trying to help. Water, jerky, everything a growing body needs.
She opens her mouth and produces a complex clockwork device. Since you've healed her and stuff, she removes this device and passes it to you. She tells you that she worked for the Acquisitions Incorporated franchise in Phandalin, and that while they were working on the Tresenda Manor, the franchises were attacked at night by unknown assailants. She doesn't seem to know a lot about the attack and heard a little bit more about the aftermath. She saw one of her group escape by teleporting away. She isn't sure what happened to the others. Falling rubble knocked her down and then buried her, and surviving on nothing but rainwater and her half-orc endurance. She's been in and out of consciousness since the attack. She
What
passes
is
you
this
the
device?
As you examine it, you can see that it is a part of the orrery that you found, Fissure.
Why did you hide this?
Came for the timepiece.
Who did you see them? The timepiece.
Found it 6 months ago. Possession of an evil adventuring band. Claimed to have taken it from a tomb haunted by undead. We learned that it had magical powers dedicated to navigation and teleportation. We speculate it's just one piece of a larger and more potent device. I saw Talantha free coins, a tiefling paladin, activate the timepiece and teleport away. The timepiece stayed behind, I don't know why. I grabbed the relic, but I've got no idea where Talantha went.
Had anyone used it before?
Not that I'd seen.
So your friend teleported away using that thing? And Ginny points to the clockwork device.
Yes.
Ginny would like to try to figure out if there's any way to know, like examining this device, where the people went, or maybe how to track them, or if we could follow them using the same device, something like that. If I could use maybe Arcana or...
Sure. Give me an Arcana check.
I would like to use up my luck for this. That's 1d10.
Sorry. Say again?
So I would like to use that extra 1d10.
Oh, you can call that after you roll. You can roll first and then add that if you roll badly. You don't have to call before. Okay, yeah, sure. Use the extra d10.
How do I do? How do I do that?
Just
1d10?
roll /R 1d10. I'll put it in the Zoom chat for you.
Oh, okay.
Just like, there you go. Celine's on it. Okay, so with a total of 7.
This is magic.
Yes.
I say as I hold it high up in the air. This is definitely magic, guys.
Unfortunately, this
I
device
know it.
is not willing to reveal its secrets to you.
It's alright. You hit some, you miss some.
Is the half-orc out of the rubble now?
Yeah, we'll say you've set her up and she's away from the rubble. She probably needs a good rest and food and stuff, so probably the inn would be the best place to take her. Chicanery Celine, you know that you have 2 fresh adventurers heading your way for next week's episode. What would you like to do? It's getting late now. The evening is drawing in. You found the secret door. You haven't opened it yet. And Gilda would tell you that she's aware that there's more rooms below the manor, but they didn't get a chance to explore them. They were trying to shore up the top level before entering the potentially dangerous underneath, and hadn't found the secret door yet.
Perhaps we should consider investigating the door tomorrow and focus today on helping this woman. What is your name?
Gilda. Gilda Dune. I'm the Major Domo of the Golden Mongoose franchise.
Well, how about we take you to the inn in town, and we'll get you some food and some rest, and you can tell us all about what was going on.
Perhaps a good omelette.
I've got a lot of eggs.
Before we go, do you know anything about this chalk drawing on the wall?
Alright.
Dran Enterprises.
Did you see who drew it?
Was it there when you came here?
No.
So,
Have you seen chalk drawings of this kind of quality before?
No, I thought I dreamed it. In and out in consciousness as I was. Someone came. They didn't answer my cries for help, so I assumed I was dreaming.
You were in and out of it, but do you remember how long ago that was?
No. Longer than a day.
Do you remember seeing, I don't know if you could see much from under there, or hearing a very coarse-voiced, pale ginger man? Because he said he was round here trying to find people, and obviously didn't find you.
No. I would have known if it was Braun. It wasn't Braun.
But did you hear Braun come around?
No, I must have been unconscious.
Or that other man, Zildar?
He was singing Grand Enterprise's theme song from their cartoon. Or the comic strip in the papers.
Sildar was.
No. What?
Oh, the person.
I'm
Okay.
just trying.
I was like, hold up, wait a second.
Yeah, we gotta stop and go back on that.
Rewind.
I was just wondering because Zildar said that he came here to look around, but maybe Gilda was out of it when he came up, so that's why he didn't find her. Or he's secretly evil and just left her to die. Yeah.
Whoever could leave you to die is evil.
Anyway, so if we need to find what happened to the golden goose, right? So we got Gilda, we got how many people out there, and then the people who got teleported away. Are we missing anyone else? Like, you guys have a list so we can make a head count or something?
Yes, I'll write you up a list. You all hear footsteps approaching.
From where?
They're kind of marching, and you turn to see who's approaching. It's Harbin Wester. What is the meaning of this? This is my property. Oh.
At this point, I would like to cast Charm Person on this lovely fellow. Because I had quite enough of his bullshit.
By all means, Charm Person. Is that a charisma save? Wisdom save?
I think it's a wisdom save. Let me... I think it should go to the chat that I cast it.
Yes, indeed, yeah. So, a wisdom saving throw. You're not attacking it, so they don't have any advantage.
The spell save is 13.
Give me 1 hot second. Do I have one of these in here already? No. They fail. So, if it fails the saving throw, it is charmed by you until the spell ends or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it. Regards you as a friendly acquaintance. Okay, so have an hour. What is the meaning of... Hey, hello. Hello. I can't quite remember your name.
It's Ginny, your
Ginny.
oldest, bestest friendsy.
Of course, Ginny. Yes, I remember. We something.
Played hockey together back in the day.
Ah, yes.
You know.
Hockey.
Anyway, it's so nice of you to... I assume that he came with a bunch of other people?
He came with just a writ of paper in his hand and a single guard. This guard is a stocky gentleman.
So nice of you to come with this guard fellow to help Gilda back to town. So thoughtful. And that you even offered to pay for her room and all her lodging for the whole week until she gets better. This is why you are my best friend.
Actually, I'm going to change that slightly. It's not a gentleman with her. It is a stocky female who's looking now at Harbin, saying and looking at him like, is everything all right? Yes, this is Ginny. Yes, we're. Why am I here again, Ginny?
to help us, to help this poor half-orc woman who's got injured very badly here on your property. So, as you told us, because you're a very upstanding citizen who is here to support everyone in this lovely town of Calder, you would not stand to have someone injured on your own property without fully recompensating them. So you came to help and
He starts like
carry her
folding up
back.
the paper and like putting it behind him. Goes, well, actually, I kind of sold the property, so wouldn't really be my. Of course, I will lend aid and assistance, but I mean, for insurance purposes, I sold on this business to her.
Sure.
In fact, so
We can discuss the details later. There's no time to lose. And I just like,
What-
pat him on the back and like hurry him away. Back towards the
What's
town.
that paper? What's the paper you just put in your pocket?
oh, nothing. Legalese, boring stuff. And unfortunately, quite irrelevant. His eyes fall on Gilda, alive and well.
Okay.
Hilda, aren't you lucky you now have property?
Much prefer some hot soup.
Then hot soup you will have.
Then are we heading back to town or?
Yes. Don't need to stay at that horrible inn, though. I've got a much nicer place you could come and I don't let my friends stay with the riffraff, Ginny. You should come and stay at mine.
Oh, sure. Very nice of you. Very helpful.
Having
And you
a sh-
heard him saying that, right? I look at the guard.
Yes, he says.
Okay, just for future reference. In case of any misunderstanding. Thank you. And then Ginny just like goes straight ahead to town, like kind of a half skippy walk. Like everything is fine and done here. It's just like, it's cool, we are going back.
The woman is wearing like a blacksmith's apron, like leather apron, and she hasn't stopped looking at Harbin questioningly. Doesn't know what's going on there.
It's fine.
I assume Ginny has used this spell before, so she will know that after the hour's up, they remember.
Yeah, of course.
everything.
But that's why I'm establishing alibi, or like what do you call it? Witnesses. Like he did promise that on his own accord, without any manipulation whatsoever, that Gilda can stay at his place.
Okay. You head back into town. Do you all go back to Harbin's?
I think that would be too much, probably.
No.
It's like
No.
very like we would like politely excuse ourselves and just like let Gilda stay there because we wouldn't want to like impose,
Well, as you get to the end, then he's like, well, if I can't convince you, I'll just have to leave you all here. But, you should pop by for breakfast. We can go and have catch up about old hockey times.
Sure. Yes. I think maybe we will. There might be things to talk about. And I'm sure you will not regret it.
And as he turns to start walking away, the woman stops and looks at you all for a second. I don't know exactly what's happening here, but something's wrong with Harbin, and...
What?
I don't know, but
Why?
no funny business, alright?
Just because he's nice?
She turns and also
Isn't he
starts
a
walking.
nice person who is just here to help the good folks of this town? Are you
Shakes.
accusing him of such a thing? How dare you?
She shakes her head and kind of starts making her way away.
By the way, I am also skilled in deception, so that's like help.
As they are turning to leave, I think Celine goes, probably without any need to say out loud, she says, "Oh, my shoe's untied." And she reaches down and messes with her boot, but in reality, she's trying to pick Harbin's pocket.
Oh my god.
Sure, give me a sleight of hand check.
Ooh, I dropped this.
Oh, my shoe's untied. And I'm going to use my D10.
Okay.
16.
Okay. On a 16, you are able to filch the paper off of Harbin's person, and he walks away, swinging his arms happily towards his mansion. You have the paperwork.
Celine will wait until both him and his lovely blacksmith aproned guard assistant leave, and then she'll unfold the paper and show everybody what it was.
1 page of a contract, which designates that during the sale period, should the adventurers be unable to complete reparations for any reason, it gives some examples: death, abdication, leaving for more than 6 months in one period, the ownership would return by default to Harbin.
Oh, isn't that mighty convenient? Maybe we don't want Gilda to be in his place. Now that I
She's
think
not.
of it.
She's not.
Okay.
She needs to stay well away from him. In fact, maybe we should not take her to that inn either. But
We could leave her with Sildar. Sildar does not like Harbin.
yes, leave her.
Yeah, he's with the crew. Or was with the crew. Or like, I mean, he's still family, right?
Yes.
Like, they're all
Once
big.
cleanup crew, always cleanup
Big
crew. Unless you're killed by cleanup crew, then no.
That's fair. That's just standard business procedure around the region.
We take out the trash, even in our own.
So
Ginny claps in approval.
he
okay,
will
so-
expedite this process for time. As you go back to the house, Sildar pulls on a book, a seemingly normal book on his bookcase, which reveals a trap door that goes down, and beneath his cottage there is what looks like a WAF flight museum / bedroom / stronghold panic room, where he says that you can look after Gilda. However, he requests 2 guards to make sure that she is safe at all times, which may be a perfect place for Ginny and Susan to remain.
Yes,
With
sure.
all the tea you can drink and all the sandwiches with the crust cut off that you can eat.
Wow. And the raffish waffish man.
Yes,
All the stories that he can tell.
and
About
my God,
Christian writing.
does he tell you a lot of stories?
This one time at Griffin Camp. Oh my god.
Yes, I remember basic training, 22nd basic training thing of Griffin Camper. Old Johnny nearly died. Got off his Griffin, slapped it, still had his foot in the stirrup. Idiot. Flew nearly half a mile hanging from it. and lots more stories like that. But I think, as two new adventurers approach Phandalin looking for Celine and chicanery, and this network of things unravels, we'll leave that there this week.
Yay!
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me this week. Let's go round and say goodbye to everyone. Before we do, let's do a quick shout out for our sponsors. You should go and check them all out. Check out Dungeon Fog, our latest sponsor, where you can get maps which will update to reflect the changes that you put in your map. You'll get GM notes that help you that are dynamically produced while you are updating your maps. It looks like a lot of fun. I'm going to really get into it this weekend and have a good play with it and let you know all about it next week. Also, check out Mayhem Press, who created the Dark Matter expansion for 5e. You can find it on their web store, currently at 25% off, because they're doing 25% off on all of their PDFs. Also, check out Hero Forge with the magical minis. You can create exacting specifications. You can create your own custom miniature to your exacting specifications today. They add new content every week, so it's worth checking back in. And last but most certainly not least, the Deck of Many Things and the Humblewood campaign for 5e. You can check that out on Thursdays at 6 p.m. EST. Let's go around and say goodbye to everyone. Tell us who you are, where we can find you online, plug anything you would like to plug. We'll go the other way around the screen and start with Chantal B.
Hey, I'm Chantal B. Thank you to our guests. This was really fun. I'm a big fan of heavy RP games, so this was great for me. You can find me on Twitter at Chantal B. I am a streamer, writer, actor, weird combination of things. Tomorrow you can find me on Do Respite playing Eternium Gate, which is a Savage Worlds dark fantasy game. You can also find me on wordswithcolor.com, which is my website. I am a dirty Brit though, so color has a U. Yes.
As well it should. Lots of nodding on this side of the screen.
Yeah. I nod too because I learned British English at school, so I always spell it with OU.
Yeah, no Z's, thank you. We like S's. Next around the screen, we have Mrs. Jonjo. Jonjo, how was that for you?
That was wonderful. Thank you all for having me and taking my streaming virginity. So nice. I'm on Twitter as at Mrs. Jonjo. I don't stream or anything, so there's not a lot to follow there. But tomorrow I get a kitten, so my content is about to become unbearable / gorgeous. So follow me for the kitten pics, kitten vids. It's all coming at Mrs. Jonjo. Thanks, guys.
Okay, yeah. I mean, following for kitten content, hell yeah. Love that, and congratulations. Oh. Don't tell Alice, she'll want another one. Next around the screen, we have Galev. Galev!
It was so much fun. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for having me. I'm on Twitter at Galev_PH. I don't have any stuff going on, but I usually RT a lot of fun content of actual creators and streamers and artists and comic artists and stuff, so maybe that's something to worth check out. Yeah, and follow these guys.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us today, Galev. It was a lot of fun, both of you. Thank you so much for coming along. We really enjoyed your company. Last, but most certainly not least, Stella Luna.
Hello! I am Stella Luna. I am a variety streamer here on Twitch. I do things of the artsy-fartsy kind and various types of TTRPGs, such as Pokemon, D&D, Dungeons and Doggies, Cats and Catacombs. If it's cute, I probably have it somewhere scheduled. But yeah, thank you so much for another awesome episode. I love Susan and Ginny so much. Oh my gosh. They are heckin' adorable and so wholesome. This was exactly what I needed today. Y'all made my day today. Thank you.
Thank you. Just so much
Thank
fun.
Thank you, everyone. Well, we do have some credits to outro with. If you liked any of the music, you can find the accreditation in these credits, along with all of our other shout-outs. And we're going to put some time on the clock. We will be continuing. We do 12 hours of content, Monday through Thursday, D&D content. Actually, it's not quite 12 hours anymore. That was true last season. Just under 12 hours of content, probably more like 10, I think. 10 hours of content a day. Feel free to come and check us out. We'll be playing some Monster of the Week next, powered by the Apocalypse system, in the light of the moon. We're going to put 40 minutes on the clock for us to get everything set up and sorted over there. And we hope you'll come and tune in. Then tonight, we'll be back again with Rotting Shadows, a D&D 5e homebrew campaign from the wonderful Witherbrick or Ray. Thank you very much, Sphinx, who's just posted the schedule in chat there. A lot of content. Without much further ado, we are going to head off. Keep on evoking emotions, everyone. And until next time, see you soon. Bye.
Bye. I'm waving as well.